Alex Smith gets a win. Chase Young's an absolute monster. My super boost might be potentially cursed. And the worst fake punt I've ever seen took place, aside from the one that we tried against the New England Patriots where we snapped the ball, there's nobody blocking, and Colt Anderson got sacked for a 4-yard loss before he even knew the ball was in his hands.
Oh, yeah.
Late in the game, with us having the lead, it was a terrible fake. This one yesterday, the Cowboys ran, right up there. But whenever you look at the film, the play actually had a chance. When Mike McCarthy, after the game, was asked about this fake punt that they ran, and also, not just the fake punt, there was a 4th and inches call where they had Andy Dalton drop back and throw it in the dirt where they could have just dove forward. It was in their own end. And then here they are in their own 24-yard line, running an end-around reverse, which was supposed to be a pass, I think, because there was a guy wide open down the field. And a lot of people were wondering, would the play have counted? Yes, because there was only 2 people that went past a yard on the line of scrimmage. The offensive line, even though it was a punt play, was behind the line of scrimmage. It felt like if this guy throws it, it's potentially a touchdown for the Cowboys. If the Cowboys score a touchdown on this play, Cowboys probably win yesterday. Instead, fake punt goes down in the history books as one of the worst fake punts of all time. Washington football team gets the ball right there. They score, game over from that point on. There was even an interception that could have potentially got the Cowboys back in the game. Terry McLaurin go ahead and walks Jalen Smith, tackles him at the 2-yard line, end around offense. They end up on their own 20 somehow. They lose 18 yards. They kick a field goal. It was not great football by the Cowboys or the Lions. We had 2 good football games, even though there was some bad football played, and we had no Steelers-Ravens, which the entire world needed.
Well, and who could have predicted the worst fake punt of all time? I mean, that really is more so on Mike McCarthy, BFS, who probably had his mind on one of those briskets for
just
after
throw
the
the ball.
Come on.
Why didn't the guy throw the ball, though? Like for instance, we weren't supposed to snap that ball. Miscommunication on our fake punt. We weren't supposed to snap it. Miscommunication. Worst play in NFL history until yesterday. That guy didn't even look like he was going to go throw the ball.
No.
He had that thing clutched the entire time, and there was a guy running a route. Like, that guy was running like a post or something, like an up and outer almost. So I don't know if there was a miscommunication on this, but if he throws that guy is one-on-one with the goddamn returner down the sideline if he gets that ball. Now, granted, that would have had to have been a hell of a throw. I mean, you're asking a guy who is a gunner on the punt team to be able to roll full speed across the field and then deliver a, what would that be, 10, 20, 30, 35-yard ball probably. I mean, that's going to be a tough ball, but the guy's a freak athlete. He's getting the ball in and around. I mean, it didn't even look like he knew he was potentially supposed to throw it. And by the way, if you get a chance to get to Rock on Thanksgiving Day and you're normally a gunner, it's like, hey, pal, hate to break to you, this one's probably fucking staying home.
When you see this, are you licking your chops?
What's that?
That's a touchdown, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's first down at least. Because you got to remember, there's a returner back there somewhere, I'd assume.
Yeah.
So there's a returner back there somewhere who's going to come sprinting up. He's probably sprinting up. He's probably right outside of that thing, by the way. He's probably already run up, or maybe he's already up in there. But it's, yeah, I mean, that's going to be a tough throw. But when Mike McCarthy comes out after the game and goes, it was a solid play design, it was a solid play call. And everybody's like, you fucking stooge, which, by the way, there's a reason for you to think that. And then you see the picture, it's like, it actually was pretty good play design. They snuck a guy out. He was off the line. Then you have a tight end, number 20, who was on the line on the same side. They're both allowed to leave the line of scrimmage. One draws it out of the way. Then there was a wheel route coming out of the back to take the eyes away from that guy. And then the gunner had an up and out that was wide. It was actually a pretty good play design.
Yeah,
it was actually pretty good play design if, I mean, in the NFL, that's a college pass, standard college pass right there. That is a 20-yard window that they have, though, to throw that ball into. I mean, there should have been a throw, I feel like. And maybe Mike McCarthy and Bones are getting blamed a little bit too much, but somebody should have told a guy to throw the ball. But if I'm a gunner and I got the ball in my hands on Thanksgiving, I guess there is a chance that you could be it seems like this is my play here. I had a holder in college named George Shell when I was a freshman. Legend of a man. Awesome man. Good man. He was my holder full time. And we had for 1 year, he was a senior. He was my host on my visit to West Virginia, too. He and I had a great relationship.
Big Shell.
I was very young. George Shell was a good guy. He's a head coach now. And I forget what it was. It was like going into the last game or whatever. He was a senior on scholarship to hold, by the way. Walk on from West Virginia. Like, good story,
Nice.
right? Liked by everybody almost. And it was one of the last 2 games we had a option play that he catches snap right. He gets up, he runs. I kind of mirror him. Here we go. Option play. And it was like a senior game almost. They're like, hey, we're probably going to call it. And George looked at me and said, probably not going to pitch this one, bub. And I was like, hey, listen, you do what you got to do.
Score.
You do what you got to do. He didn't, by the way. We did not get a first down. They got the ball going the other direction. We did not get points or whatever, I think, if I do recall that. Yeah. Or maybe it was with Travis McClintock, same situation. He had the same situation. So it's one of those things where I was waiting. You know what I mean? Like I was waiting, but I very much understood, like, hey, this is your time, bud. You got to do what you got to do. That guy took that as his time. This is my time. I got the ball in my hands. I'm fucking running with it. I can respect it.
Well, and like you said, it's not like he really even had to throw a dime. If he just would have lofted one up there in like kind of the direction.
20-yard window.
Yeah, I mean.
There's a 20-yard window.
Just let it rip.
And when I'm watching the play live, obviously, commentators don't really break that all down. You know what I mean? They don't go into it because it's punt play, and normally there's a commercial break scheduled immediately afterwards, so we don't have a lot of time, by the way. But from the angle I was watching, I looked and I said, that might be the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. You're on your own 24, and you're running an end around where the guy's basically touching his own goddamn end zone at one point and then coming out. That feels like you're wasting a lot of yardage. But then you see from the aerial, it's like, well, is he supposed to throw that thing? He was supposed to throw that thing? Not a bad play at all. I respect it. I like what you're doing. It was just a wild day. A lot of losses.